Hi everyone, this is Azeeza Jalaludeen, co-founder for Shine Academia de Aedificatio and co-founder for Enterprises Development Hub. And I am so excited to be on this call with all of you as always. Today's call has been scheduled to speak on women in business and other life matters. And today I wanted to start this as a series on what we call Love Women. I want to right now thank Lena Masrina, one of our Money and You graduates, to come up with this name. It was in her flip chart, her chart of activities that she wanted to do. And one of the topic was Love Women. While I was working on getting my work up on women, I thought that name really felt aligned with what I was doing and what I have been standing for the last more than 12 years now. So love women as in WOMEN. So women, we have a men in women, right? So this is where we're looking at loving everyone. And so we love to start with women as a feminine gender as well as the masculine gender in it. So I'm going to explain what has transpired this series. I'm going to start from this interview, this session, which is about loving women as in loving self, loving our surrounding, our family, loving our community and our nation, and how that can impact humanity in an overall big picture. And in my journey, I was a full-time housewife, as many of you might know me, for what I do in self-development work or even reaching out and being a global connector. My journey started with being a housewife who loved to cook at home. I still love cooking, and that's wonderful therapy for me. And to work and being with my children is one of course, the nurturing nature of a woman that I have been blessed to be with my children. And also, very importantly, I came across this amazing shift in my life that actually transformed a lot of what I do right now. And during the program Money and You that I attended in 2002, I recognized that being a housewife is an amazing call for myself, but I recognized that there was something bigger, something more effective that I can be as a human being. And that's when I started towards self-development work. And that I have to attribute the Accelerated Business School and all the teachings that I have worked with, be it the Instructors Training Program or the Creating Wealth Program, and to be still now being mentored by the owner, Dame DC Cordova, and our ITP instructor, Carrie Zuria, and the whole group of ITP teachers and trainers and all those in the work, the classmates. We support each other in such amazing ways. So to be in this journey of learning, I have recognized what it goes into being a wholesome you. And that has been part of what I work with and be with, right? And when I say the teachings is part of me, I have other aspects of life that I have nurtured within myself due to the in-depth self-development work and the life experiences that I've gone through. So I started this whole process of working with women in 2003 and 2004, after I recognized my life purpose was about empowering women. This I have was very blessed to learn and recognize within myself when I was on a self-alignment program with Hannah Law from Canada. She's an amazing teacher and friend of mine who has showed me the importance of purpose and alignment. And this has actually anchored in me the importance of empowering women. And when I say women, I want you to keep thinking of a capital W and a capital M. And this was brought up very strongly when my dear sister Alejandra spoke to me about the empowerment of women in terms of not just female gender, but also encompassing male and the whole universe. So it's very important for us to recognize that as women, we are not talking about a feminist movement or all of that, where it talks about, being in power and all of that. We are really talking about getting into the heart of the matter, which is about the female energy in all of us and the female energy that exists in all of humanity. So where we need to start for me is about starting with the feminine energy in everyone. So if you're a male listening to this, you have a female in your life, I'm sure, and also recognize that that's the female energy in you. And the same thing applies to women. We have a female energy in us, and we need to recognize that we have men in our life and we have male energy in us. All we need to do is to create that balance that creates clarity in what we want to do in our life. So today's topic that I would love to touch on as the first of its series, and talking about empowerment for women, this is the whole journey that I thought I will start with a video. And again, this is like a series of videos I will be doing to just share my views, my experiences, and also interview other women, other empowered women who have walked the journey of experiences, and you're going to hear them from all around the world. So thank you so much once again for joining in this call. So let's start the session in terms of what you can do with yourself in empowering yourself and the people around you. So for me, it has been a journey of understanding and first of all, becoming very, very self-aware. One of my teachers, Carrie Ziria, actually spoke about the 3 essential, like notice, release, and generate, to create a self-mastery or self-empowerment journey in our life. I have evolved on that topic and really anchored on it. To every time I talk about becoming, first step is to become conscious and to become aware in life. When we say conscious and aware, we're looking at really becoming aware of who we are and what is it that is working and not working in our life. So when you look at what I have been through, I will share my journey while we share these series of videos. One of the experiences that really, really hit me a lot when I say that, created a lot of self-awareness in me was when I had breakdowns in my relationships, in my health issues. And health issues is something that I would love to speak on in this moment, because that's like the key of the matter that normally comes up for people. I'm not sure you've heard of it, because it's like the disease of the mind causes the disease of the body. And I always think of correct Ashley when I say this out, because he spoke of it a lot when we were doing his programs here in Singapore. So this disease of the mind is actually, or rather the disease of the mind is actually telling us that something is, disturbing you in your mind, that causes the disease in the body. A lot of things that gets reflected out in our health issues are actually unconsciously something suppressed in our body. It could be as simple as a pain. Just think about a pain in somewhere in your body, or you have had somewhere in your body. And I want you to reflect on it as what would be the first thought in it, because self-awareness, if you are not able to connect with it and get a first thought around it, there is something that is stopping you with connecting with yourself. And that is something that you can work on. I would love to share some more on this as well. So the first step towards creating an effective self is to become self-aware and self-conscious. I'm talking about self-aware, that you're so conscious that anything that happens in your body, you become so aware that it's giving you something that's not working in your mind, and that's coming up as what we call in money and you a yuck berry, and you need to work on it. And the second step is about healing it and clearing it. In terms of, when I say clear, it's to be clear of the issue and to heal yourself of whatever that you feel is uncomfortable in you. And that leads to the third step will come in, which is to reaffirm the positivity in your life. So it's about becoming aware and then going through a process of healing and clearing. And then thirdly, reaffirming positivity into your life. We're talking about, self enhancement of certain positive thoughts into your life. So when I reflect back on my health issues, one of the most impacted health issue that I had was around my health issue with endometriosis. Endometriosis, as some of you know it, is a menstrual health issue that is related to cells being formed outside the ovaries, and that causes pain And this can be anywhere from your lung area. It can actually become your cells, your hormone cells can be, spread all over from your lung areas all the way to your legs, So sometimes we think menstrual pain is only around the womb or the ovaries, but the abdomen, but it can spread that far. And that is where the pain can cause anywhere between the chest and the leg area. So this is a condition that many people brush away or just take it as a pain, normal menstrual pain. But on a very extreme case, it can cause a lot of discomfort to the body and a lot of discomfort to yourself. So I had this issue of endometriosis, and it's supposed to be non-curable, and you're supposed to like go through hysterectomy or go through a lot of painkillers and medication, all of that. So I have experienced extreme stages of endometriosis where I was completely in bed for like 3 weeks in a month. So I will have pain before my mens, 1 week before and 1 week after. And then, so for 3 weeks, I will be in pain and I can't even walk, I will be so much in pain. I couldn't take care of my family. I couldn't, do my housework, and I even couldn't even go to do my work and business. And I know many women suffer from even normal menstrual pain. I want you to reflect on such an issue if you are having or know of people who have such condition. And I have recognized that when I am having pain with menstrual, it is a lot about self-love and not connecting with our true self, our feminine self within us. I have been in a journey in my life where I'm very grateful to my dad for whatever that he shared with me and the confidence he's given me. To some extent, and it's not about laying blame or anything, to some extent, I told myself in my life that I'm supposed to be this strong, this male side of me should be like really strong and hard, and I should be very hard on myself. And that led me to feel very, very not embracing my feminine energy. So that led to a lot of me being very harsh on myself, harsh on others, and also putting up a very false front. And it led me to feel not accept my femininity. So in this instance, I actually recognized that endometriosis was directly connected to this condition. When I recognized and became aware of that, I actually decided to work a lot on clearing and healing of it. So I went through a process of writing down what was going on for me when I have pain in my, pain in my body related to endometriosis. First of all, I recognized that it was a feminine, accepting my feminine energy. I also recognized a lot of guilt and shame around whatever that I was going through in my life. And this included even not spending enough time with my children because I started going to work and doing business. And then I also had a lot of guilt and shame of my breakdown in my relationship in my first marriage. So it was a very, very interesting journey I was going through. And for almost 7 months, I was literally flat down. Sometimes pain paralyzes you, and I'm sure many of you recognize that. It is when you get that inner strength. And I did a lot of personal healing work. I was very supported by many, many people around the world. I did a lot of Google research to find out what was going on in my body. You said that knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. So when we look at that, I actually got a lot of knowledge around what was going on in my body. And I'm very grateful at this moment to tell you about Deborah Bush and Dr. Susan Evans, who came to Asia on their work on endometriosis. And that time I was able to connect with them and also get myself equipped on what is going in my body when such endometriosis happens. And then it gave me a lot of time to go and reflect on what was going on for me. And my healing work, my clearing work was very divine guided. I went through a lot of prayers. I went through a lot of what you call writing. So this is a very simple exercise you can do too. If you have a pen and paper, you can take notes on this. It's simply writing down what is working and not working in your life. So I write down when I do clearing work, my most negative thoughts on. So this is something that my teacher and mentor Dame DC Cordova of the Accelerated Business School and the Money and You program always shares in her work, is on writing down the negative thoughts. So you write down my most negative thoughts on, so you can, on whatever that you are facing, on my most negative thought on my health is, my most negative thoughts on my financial status is, or my most negative thoughts about whatever condition that you are going through, and write down as many things as you feel is coming up for you. And what came up for me, as I explained to you, was a lot of guilt and shame around not taking care of my children or not having enough for the family, all of that. So it's a lot about understanding the differences that you feel within yourself. The personal alignment is so, so important. When you get aligned with yourself, you actually recognize that you get aligned to many other things in your life. And things keep appearing in front of us or pop up to let us recognize what is not working within. So what you are seeing outside is nothing at all but reflection of what we are feeling inside of us. So that is a constant practice that we need to keep going on to ensure that we have, so it's an evolving state. You heal yourself of something, and then something comes up again, and it looks like similar to the previous one, but it's yet not the same, and then you go through another process. So it keeps on evolving to the nature of what you need to go, to become a better human being. This is especially so if you are dedicated as someone who's committed to yourself and the world, working for the betterment of the universe. So when I started working on myself, I saw the shift in what was happening. I did a lot of healing work when it comes to EFT, emotional freedom technique. I use that. I use writing. And what worked most of all for me also was breath works, the breathing techniques that I used, which was shared with me by John Stamoulis, the international breath worker, and do visit his page. That is one of the most amazing work that shifted a lot in me, that caused a lot of clarity in my inner self, that helped me to heal out and get into my power of being one with myself. So this process of clearing and healing really supports us to become a stronger human being. So there's so many different modalities. Go experience that. Find out what works for you, which is very, very important. As I mentioned, anytime you can do what we call the healing work around writing. So you can, as I told you, you can write a lot and keep clearing until you get to the stage where it actually removes, or rather heals on its own. And the other thing that works for me is also Ho'oponopono, which is the forgiveness cleansing meditation and therapy. Simply, it's a Hawaiian healing methodology where you just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So this is not about telling other people sorry or asking other people for forgiveness, as many think it to be. It's literally nothing about anyone outside, but only ourselves. We are nobody to forgive anybody, or we are nobody to go out there and ask anybody for forgiveness, because we have a lot of stuff within ourselves to forgive. So while we heal and forgive ourselves, we will recognize that whatever's happening outside just heals, and people get moving and get shifted around us. So this has worked amazingly for me, because it has got me to really anchor my own strength and forgiving myself. The aspect of correction without invalidation that we share in Money and You. Correction without invalidation of self or others. So we come to a space of compassion and love. For who? For ourselves first. We can only love others when we can love ourselves. All this thing about, selfless love and all that can only happen when we are in love with ourselves. And when we say in love with ourselves, we are talking about God within. When we are one with God, we are really feeling the blessings and the blissfulness of being with God. And that really, really supports us in our own journey of clearing and healing. And I call God, you can call whatever. You can call it the inner strength, your inner spirit, your higher self, whatever that you have in your mind. I am talking about that source, the universal source that you can get connected with and be aligned with. And that is the strength that supports the healing and the clearing of your true self. So with that clearing and healing comes the reaffirming. And for me, when I went through that process of clearing and healing, I got to understand the importance of loving self and to keep affirming about unconditional love and support for myself before anything else. So I always affirm that I unconditionally and completely accept myself. So I say that again, I unconditionally love and accept myself. I completely and unconditionally love and accept myself. This you can just keep saying, and you can also tap. This is one of the technique that we use for self clearing work, and one of my friends say it's the reset button. So this is the reset button that you can keep tapping on your collarbone, and you say, I completely and unconditionally love and accept myself. So you can say these and do a lot of breathing, and you can really feel the affirmation going in. I completely and unconditionally love and accept myself. And the other therapy that works really well is Lifeline Therapy. I'm not a practitioner, but I love the infinite love and gratitude sign, and it just heals you so powerfully. You just put your hand on your chest and you say, infinite love and gratitude. You just see that shift happening to you. It's like, whoa, what happened? So you can actually shift your energy to such clarity, such sense of beingness, and where does it lead to? The present now. This short session, I hope, will give you an overview of what can be a journey for self-mastery for you. We actually go through these steps when we go through our sessions, and we also go through these steps when we mentor people in business, in training. We, as women who are out there doing business or doing any work that we do that is not our feminine nature, which is nurturing, cooking, and we have a balance in life. We have been in genetically or programmed in such a way that women do the gathering, the cooking, the nurturing of human, and the men go out there hunting and going out there. So this is ingrained in the feminine and male and female energy. When that shifts, not that you have someone in your family that goes out to work, just by men recognizing that women are out there doing something that they do, and the same thing for women, to recognize that men are out there doing something that they do, really shifts the energy. So when that happens, it's a collective energy that we need to be clear of, and we to be aware of, as I said, that it's either it either supports you or it actually causes a shake in you. So when that happens and it's affecting you, it is the time that you need to go through this process of self-mastery. That's why you see all these people, when they are men, going out there and doing the work, and women, especially women, when you're out there doing the work of what was supposed to be a man's job in a business or working, it suddenly becomes a false front for you. You feel that you need to put on this macho, strong act about being harsh on people. Really, it doesn't work anymore. Let's get it straight. Humanity and consciousness is shifting. You can achieve a lot with love, with a lot of what we call speaking the truth with compassion. You don't have to be harsh on people. You can actually get things done with the right intention. Being harsh, being cruel on people, being what we call showing a lot of hatred to people, doesn't solve the matter. It just hurts you and no one else. So it's very important for us to recognize that the feminine energy, the power of love, the love of the higher self and God, is the one that can really shift and turn things around. When we recognize that and when we connect with that true source, we actually see things shifting. And when you are a woman who is out there in business, we are not asking you to go out there and be that there's a lot of things, in-depth knowledge that we need to go in. It goes deeper and deeper. We'll cover probably in chapters of these videos, but I need you to know for a start that it is not that kind of masculine energy that women need. We need to anchor our feminine energy, that power, that strength, that anchor, that root that we are in life, for men and women and everyone that we are supporting. When we are that root, we actually get to the source. We actually get to that fundamental of who we are as connected to Mother Earth. And I love the work of our dear Alejandra. She's actually right now in the mountains of Maui because of some meditation work she's in. She's supposed to be on this call, so I'm sending lots of love to her. She's an awesome Inca teacher who actually talks of Mother Earth and being the Earth Goddess, what it is to be like, you know, being an Earth keeper. What is it? What is the importance of us to be as the root, as women being the root of all matters? So when we are that strong root, we can hold not just anything, but everything that revolves around us. And we can be that root of love, the root of compassion, the root that just stays there and moves things as we stay where we are, and everything is evolving effectively around us. So it's very important to understand our role as a woman when we are in business. It's about anchoring our feminine energy and also feeling and getting into our power in feminine energy, not in masculine energy. It's about creating that balance so that we can heal ourselves, heal the world, and also most importantly, nurturing the family, the community, and the world. So this is very, very important that we understand this process. So with that, I want to close this session, and I hope that you practice some of these things that I shared with you, and simple tools that you apply, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day can cause huge shifts in your body and your life when you are ready to receive it. So if you're watching this video and you have got some great ideas and thoughts around what I'm sharing, and also share with us your experience, go to my Google Hangout page and leave some comments on this video. And also, very importantly, look at that Strongbrook website. Go into that. You're going to get awesome mentors, information on mentors available on this page. Learning is a journey, and we all need mentors in our life. I have mentors in different aspects of my life, be it health, be it business, be it relationships, be it finance. And even in business, there's different aspects of business that we need mentors for. Health, different aspects. So this goes on in relationship. We have roles that we play in different aspects. So it's very important for us to have mentors in our life. And Strongbrook has got a whole group of conscious mentors that we are evolving, and we are also grouping up. So if you are a mentor listening to this, or someone who is just love working with mentors just like us, just connect with us. Go to that link and also click on the international pre-registration so that you can register for free and get loads and loads of information on different aspects of what you want to learn in life, and get mentored by some of the biggest names. We have a whole team of US friends, American friends, and even in Spanish, the language is available. And very soon we'll be having Asian mentors and people in Asia on board as mentors, and in different languages too. So we look forward to hearing from you. If you are one of the mentors in the world that is listening to this, log in and get your free membership as well. So this will close the session for today's Women in Business. And thank you so much once again for watching us and being with us, and leave us your comments. And once again, we look forward to the next video with you, Women in Business, loving women the way we are. Thank you.